What's up, Soul Tribe? It's your girl Dominique with Empathic Guidance, and I'm back with another video for you guys today. So, gotcha. First of all, y'all know I just love a good debate, but I swear it's all in clean, I guess, just exchange of knowledge and, just. Anyways, I accidentally unplugged my ring light, but that's okay. I think it's enough sunlight coming in. But anyways, guys, actually, I don't like it. Hold on. All right, so hopefully that's not too much or too little, y'all, because I don't know. But anyways, guys, I couldn't help but notice, like, I don't know, from every social media platform that I basically have, that there were a few people here and there on each platform that was really protesting against Thanksgiving. And for obvious reasons, we all pretty much repetitively been listening to the same thing from people with the same type of paradigm and whatever. And first of all, I would like to start by saying thank you to those people, because they obviously gave me a new way of seeing things, or seeing things from a different perspective, or a different set of eyes, or a different set of eye. Honestly speaking, from somebody that has deep Native American indigenous roots, I've never really thought about Thanksgiving in a negative light. I never really thought about really the side of it, the negative spectrum of it, where it was like we're celebrating people coming to steal from us, and like a mass genocide, and the beginning of slavery and things like that, like all the things that everybody's been talking about every day, not every day, but these past couple of days as they protest the holiday season or whatever. I always thought about it as more of a commemorance, like a day to actually celebrate the lives of those who were sacrificed in order for us to be able to come together and express our gratitude with generations of family. And sadly, the thing about it is, opinion wise, everybody feels as though, getting together with family and expressing gratitude and thanks for family, and, just expressing whatever progress you may have made throughout the year. People feel like things like that should be done on an everyday basis, or it could be done any day of the week, or it could be done any week of the month, any month of the year, and any year of your life. But the fact of the matter is that if we don't schedule, if we don't make traditions, then things will never get done. Like, in all actuality, and I'm not speaking on everybody, because I do know some people that's very close to their grandparents, but how many of you just randomly go and visit your grandparents and sit down and have dinner and talk about how you're so grateful for what they had to go through in order to bring you here, and in order for you to have a chance at success and a chance to, grow in life and just do so many things, at the hands of their suffering? Because a lot of our grandparents were alive during the era where there was a lot of segregation. And also, that's kind of how I feel about this protest against Thanksgiving. I feel so many things, y'all. This probably would be a 30-minute video if I didn't try my best to cut this short. But I feel like, as African American, indigenous, Native American people, we try to put so much negative stigma on things. It's not enough optimistic mindsets out here when it comes down to things that's important, like coming together as family, keeping traditions going. You don't have to look at it as we're celebrating people stealing from us. You can be looking at it as a day of commemoration, a day to come together and actually verbalize your thanks to the universe. And that's something that we all practice, on moon cycles and things like that. But we doing those type of rituals when we by ourselves. What about, the coming together of Black families? Like, I don't feel like it's enough of that. I honestly don't. Yeah, some of us may see our parents on an everyday basis if we got to stop by their house for something or whatever the case is, or, but How often are we fulfilling traditions of including generations and generations of the family, and just sitting down and taking the time to put our phones to the side, put our phones on do not disturb, and just actually listen to stories of things that our grandparents and our great grandparents went through? You know, when are we taking the time to pay homage for those lives lost? And I feel like ignoring things like Thanksgiving is ignoring the fact that those lives were sacrificed. It doesn't have to be celebrated. The negative aspects of it don't have to be celebrated. Just like we have a repast after a funeral of a loved one, this is like an annual repast for those that have lost their lives. Somebody tried to conquer us and we still here to this day. You see what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. But yet and still, so many other negative stigmas are fed into by African American people, and those type of things are ignored every day. Like, it's Black Lives Matter, but only when somebody that's non-black kills one of us. Like, when are we protesting and rallying the streets when it's another black man behind the gun? I barely see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got all these different races and people from different countries that's thriving, surviving, and even building wealth in America, while we still basically impoverished. And the ones that do have the opportunity to climb the ladder, it's like we step on each other to do it. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that, but when we had an opportunity to support each other, to congratulate each other, we not doing that shit. Like, we strictly act out of like a crab in a bucket mentality. Like the video that I made a couple of months ago, crab in a bucket. You know what I'm saying? It might have been 4 months ago at this point that I made this video. And that's how we act towards each other. Like, we don't support each other's businesses. We don't support each other's dreams. We don't give each other words of encouragement. All I see is a whole lot of competition, jealousy, envy, people robbing and stealing and killing just because they don't want to see the next person, you know, doing good, doing well. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't give each other enough recognition, but we give all the recognition to the negative things. You know, why has that never been thought about? Like, why is the side of, you know, our ancestors being sacrificed and us just paying homage to that? Why isn't that the side of it that's being thought about? It seems like whenever it's something that brings us together, we always find a way to say, oh no, I'm staying home. I'm deciding not to link up with my family. They can all get together and they can eat turkey and they can do this and they can do that. You ain't gotta eat shit. Bring a fucking salad. Bring some fucking walnuts. But sit down with your grandmother. Listen to her tell stories. Listen to her reminisce about, you know, how much she missed you being 4 years old, running around that same coffee table that you sitting at right now. Like, come on. Like, I feel like whenever it comes down to us coming together, we find a reason to try to demonize that instead of, you know what I'm saying, trying to look at it in a more optimistic light. We always do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even in like I said, the urban neighborhoods, shit, when your homie gets shot out in the street with this, the first thing your ass do, go to the store, buy a bottle, pour a little liquor out for your homies before you and all the rest of your homeboys drink in remembrance of this man, your fallen soldier, your fallen homeboy. It's like we eat and drink to celebrate the death of people. When you looking at somebody's obituary, it don't say mourning the death of, we say celebrating the life of. So again, I'm trying to figure out why the death of our ancestors, or, you know, that tragedy or whatever happened so many years ago, centuries ago, why isn't it looked at as a thank you? You know what I'm saying? Why isn't it looking at as in memory of, instead of, oh hell no, somebody got a victory over us 400 years ago? We could use that and switch that problem mindset to something positive. Like, I'm not going to allow the fact that they felt like they won so many years ago keep me from at least using that one day to get together with my family. If I'm busy all the rest of the year, you know, I'm going to take time on that day to see my family. It's so many other things that I don't want to say spirituality restricts restricts us from, but it's true. Like, I make a lot of sacrifices for spirituality, and I'm saying that because the spiritual community is the only people that I really see complaining about it. Like I said before, pretty much thank you for, giving me a different perspective to look at this stuff from, but I'm not going to change my mind. I'm not going to change the tradition. If anything, my whole mindset about Thanksgiving or the holiday season as it pertains to Thanksgiving, I would rub off my positive mindset about it to my kids. You don't have to sit around and eat turkey. Like I said, buy all fruits and vegetables if you want to, and that don't cost you nothing. And just continue, using that day to commemorate the people that were treated so unfairly. Like, some of us don't vote when people died for us to vote. Some of us don't choose to read. We choose to listen to videos or whatever instead of opening up a book and turning the pages to a book. We read articles off of Facebook, or we listen to ebooks off of Amazon instead of reading. When people died, people were lynched, killed, beaten to death because they wanted to know how to read. We feed into so much negativity. It's literally kids across seas with bald ass heads, scalp fucking bald, so that we can wear beautiful bundles down our backs and pretend like, oh, I don't like mines enough, so I'm deciding that, you can go ahead and do a snatch and grab on them, rob them, scalp them, so that I can be blessed with their hair. Like, I was just looking at that, watching Ari, the Real Cow Sister, on Instagram, and she was just swinging like at least 40 freaking inches worth of hair, and we be so proud for that. But while we smiling so big, showing our pearly white, swinging our new hair, it's somebody over there on the other side of the world that didn't volunteer to give up their hair, and we steal from them, and we celebrate that. We take pictures and we put them on Instagram, swinging our hair, pretending that it's ours. Like, ooh wee, look at my new bundles, I'm so blessed, instead of growing your own shit out or appreciate what you got on your head. Like, it's so many ways to look at things, y'all, and it's so many people that like excuse other stigmas that African Americans feed into, indigenous people feed into, me being one of them, me being a descendant from the tribe of Ojibwa. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see everything, and I'm sorry, and I feed into negative stigmas too, and that's why I'm not gonna pick and choose. That's why I'm consider myself a free spirit, because like I said, I don't point my finger at y'all and expect y'all to do shit. I give y'all a new way to look at things, and I let y'all decide for your own life. So, and that's the same way that I do my own life. You know what I'm saying? Like, the same people that I may disagree with on certain shit, they may be dead on when it comes to something else for me. So at the end of the day, I don't expect us to all have the same mindset. But what I am saying, for those of you that it's like, damn, that's an actual tradition and holiday that I love, and I want to continue on with my family. Shift how you view it. You don't have to view it as, I'm celebrating a day that something so horrible happened. View it as, I'm doing this shit in memory of my ancestors. They're not going to just sit in the grave and be ignored. When any other family member, their grave is visited on the anniversary to their death date. You know what I'm saying? And flowers are put on their grave on their death date. So why can't we sit down and have a commemoration dinner and commemoration of our ancestors, whether it be our Native American ancestors, whether it be our African American ancestors, but we have an opportunity to celebrate those ancestors in these particular days and these holidays, and we don't have to view it as a day that we were stolen from. And if you're gonna think of it as that, then stop stealing from others. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have the opportunity to be righteous in every single way, but at the same time, it's like we feed into certain negative stigmas and then we judge others. Stop being self-righteous, y'all. Allow people to move how they move. Try to see the positive light in things instead of just looking at shit like, looking at things like they just I don't know, like everything have to be negative, or you have to look at the negative, the dark aspect of everything. Look at this as a day to come together with your family, give thanks, pay homage, and speak affirmations of gratitude to the universe in which our ancestors here, so that they can know that their lives weren't sacrificed, they weren't fallen angels for no reason. No way in hell that day should be ignored for nothing. And if you choose not to eat, cool, don't eat. Fast that day. But at least do a meditation for those whose lives have been lost, or the family of those lives that have been lost. Give a moment of silence, something, but do something to commemorate this day. You don't have to treat it like a traditional holiday. And if you don't like your family, don't get together, but at least still pay homage to those lives that were lost, because it's only fair. We don't have to ignore that day. We don't have to treat it like any other day, because I feel like that's more disrespectful than actually celebrating the lives of those lost. So with that being said, y'all, that's my opinion. We all know opinions is like, what? And I just stuck my finger and made y'all niggas uncomfortable. Like, share, subscribe, join the Soul Tribe. Talk to you guys on the next one, child.